Hey folks, Dennis Foster here. Thanks for checking in with us at Focus Outdoors Television. In today's episode, we're going to showcase the northern portions of Lake Oahe, in particular the Akaska, South Dakota area. As you can tell, we are in about as doggy a days as you could imagine here. End of July, extremely hot. Fish appear to be moving deep. And what we're doing is we're preparing for the South Dakota Walleye Classic and the Northern Oahe Walleye Series Championship, which are held in conjunction here the next couple days. And I think what you're going to find is there's going to be a lot of tactics that may be not traditional, you know, a bottom bouncer pulling a spinner around in 15 foot of water. These fish appear to have moved deep. One thing about it is the guys that do have a good program are getting quite nice fish out of it. A lot of different tactics, might be 80 foot, might be 35 foot, and every place in between. Going to be heavy snap weights, lead core, deep diving plugs, which nowadays we got plugs that'll go down 35, 45 feet on braid. So that being said, stick around. We did get one good one ourselves today. Stick around. We're going to document all the goings on in town in Akaska and on the water here on Lake Oahe. Should be some exciting results, and I tell you, there's going to be some tactics that'll open some eyes here. There are some excellent fishermen, and particularly on this reservoir.
Yep.
All right, this is no exaggeration. Cameraman handed me the camera from the little clip we're releasing a fish, and I didn't even have a chance to get it sat down. And we got bit here. Very aggressive bite. Hoping it's a walleye. I mean, almost too aggressive, but the better fish we've had have hit incredibly hard and fought incredibly hard. And the only explanation I can theorize is on this big, slowly tapering flat, it's not getting as much influence from the current coming down the channel, meaning colder water. Just making some on the water observations. These fish are quite warm to the touch when they're coming up. So that tells me it's cool clear to the bottom. And I have no idea what I have a hold of here. We may showcase you a catfish, but it's a fish. I tell you, it does not want to come in. I've got my drag pretty darn tight here. As you can tell, I'm using a snap weight, in this case a 4-ouncer. I'm going to try not to let any slack get in that line here so she can shake it. There we go. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm just checking my drag a little bit, because you need to put more torque on with that weight. If you get a good fish, you're probably going to want to loosen her up a touch as you get to the boat. Boy, I just don't know. Hopefully it'll stay on for us. It's twirling. It's twirling. That's not a good sign. Kitty, kitty. Well, just pretend it had white on its tail. There are cats in here, and believe it, they will bite crankbaits without a doubt. We'll get this put back. Hopefully we can get one of the right variety. Going. All right, in particular to showcase some of these fish, we did just pick this one up, pulling cranks, 35, 45 feet type of thing. We're going to put her back, but you're going to see models this big and much larger coming in. The tournaments on the circuit, we've seen some 9, 10, 11, 12 pound fish come in, so we're going to showcase some things. We'll get her back. Hopefully we can get one of them ourselves the right day during the tournament. Oh, there you go.
again, good luck everybody. Have fun. Try and stay hydrated.
That's good?
That's perfect.
Okay, boat 17, go ahead. $47. $42. Next boat 30. Don't get up on plane till you're by me.
High Point Pet Foods presents Country Creations Dog Foods, offering quality nutrition for the life of your canine companion. To fuel the fire of puppyhood into keeping the energy level high of an active young dog, optimizing the performance of the hard-charging adult, or having a quality diet for your senior canine companion. Country Creations has you covered with their quality formulas. Get in touch with High Point Pet Foods today. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
All right, folks, we're using some deep tactics here, and one of them is lead core. It has gotten more notoriety as of late, and a lot more guys are using it, but just as many aren't, and they become intimidated by it for several reasons. You know, they don't know how much line to let out, you know, and they get hung up on these colors and all that confusion. Quite frankly, take an entire spool and spool up a bigger reel. I've got these bigger Okuma cold waters. I believe they're a 330. Work just perfect. I personally prefer the Suffix 832 because it's very thin. Another nice thing here too is the connections. You do not need to remove lead from the sheath and go through all that, or tie unit knots, all that stuff. Heck, it's tough sitting on a workbench at home, let alone out here. So basically what I'll do is I'll show you how I do it. A quick and dirty method that I do is just simply loop it around, loop back up, and just once. If you do it twice, it will overbind. You won't be able to get it to cinch down. So basically what we've got here now is a tie point, and I've got a 6-8 foot chunk of braid, whether it be Fireline, Suffix, what have you. They're all equally as good. And then I simply just tie a knot to that tie point that I created there, I just tie an improved clinch. Obviously with the thinner braid you want a ton of wraps. I go 16, 17 times, never had an issue with the knot coming loose that way. So we've got that, and what we do is we just end up making this other knot. Bear with me here. And then all we do is just simply cinch them down together. That pulled up tight. I'll kind of help my fire line there. And you get the concept, and basically then we'll just trim our tag ends to make it pretty, but what you end up with is a completely solid connection. I've never had issues with this. I broke the line beyond the connection point several times and snagged up in trees, so no worries with big fish. Clip your tag ends, obviously have a snap on the end, toss your lure of choice on there, and just play with the feet out off the line counter just like you would a regular plug, say a braid or mono. A good rule of thumb on lead core is 5-ish feet at 2 miles an hour. That's just kind of a rough starting point. So say for example you wanted to be in 25 feet, 5 colors, 150 feet, that'd be a great place to start. You also need to factor in a little bit with the plug. In this case we got a Reef Runner, a deep little ripper, which will get to 25 or so on its own on braid, so that will help. We'll need to factor that in a little bit. Quite frankly, what I do is just keep letting out enough till you just tick bottom, you're comfortable, you know it hit, say this 25 feet with 150 feet out, you know exactly where you're at, you can return it every time. Another quick tip, and I do not know why, is it seems like some days the plugs will run slightly deeper or slightly shallower, whether it be current, whatever it is, play with that. Make sure you do touch bottom, know where you're at.
Just caught a catfish.
Was that what you threw back?
Right, yep.
Good start.
Yeah, right off the bat. You guys showed up and went to hell.
Don't give up. Now we're waiting for you to catch one, and we got to see it net it. We want to see that boy net one.
Don't have the mic on. I don't know if you need it or not.
I can actually pick you up from right here.
Alright. Well, pretty slow right now, but we got one in the box.
We talked to your friend Dennis. He's got one. Caught one right away. Now he can't catch anything.
Okay. You must be farther south or what?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to give this one more pull and then we're going to try to start working north, so.
All right, folks, we're taking a little break from the fishing, and quite literally a stone's throw from where we're fishing. We're up in the enclosed indoor climate-controlled cleaning station here at Swan Creek, and this is due to a lot of effort, donation, hard work. Folks at Akaska. Bill Wackerly here with me. He's been involved in everything Akaska for the last decade. Kind of give us a rundown from concept to completion.
Well, we worked the Walleye Classic since 2008, and through the whole time we always thought we should do something here at Swan Creek. Once the community center was paid for, we put our efforts towards this. Bill Hines had recommended that we look at one at the Mole Bridge and see if we couldn't develop a facility here similar to that. So we went up and took a look, and had a meeting, public meeting with Game Fish and Parks, got their approval for it. And then through the efforts of the Walleye Classic, the town, the Development Corporation, many of the businesses that you see on this wall, plus the individuals, we were able to develop the funding to start the project. And once it was approved, of course, it went under construction last year and was finished just before the fishing season last year, and it's provided a tremendous facility for people year-round. The ice fishermen really liked it this year.
That's huge.
A warm facility, and so it's been one of those economic development things that we thought was important for Akaska, and something that the Walleye Classic could get behind. And so we're pretty proud of this facility, and we have more work to do yet. It's not completed. The parking lot, hopefully Game Fish will be able to pave that, and then put the final touches, a little more landscaping and trees, and this is all also geared towards many of the ice fishing tournaments we have here, and of course the South Dakota Walleye Classic and Festival.
Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Make your next day on the water even better with Airwave Pedestal, the only air suspension system that can be custom adjusted to the weight of the rider. No unreliable springs, no oil-filled shocks to leak. Our patented design utilizes a two-stage suspension system to smooth out the roughest ride, while limiting travel to an industry-leading 2 inches. This boating season, enjoy your time on the water to the fullest. Find out how at airwavepedestal.com.
Viking Gun and Pawn, located in Alexandria, Minnesota. We are a full-service gun shop offering Glock, Kimber, Smith & Wesson, along with many other name brands. We also specialize in jewelry and are now a newly licensed e-bike dealer for Rambo, Emojo, and Fender. Visit us in-store or online at vikinggun.com.
Ken's Complete Sportsman, conveniently located right at Highway 12 in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Huge selection of beer in the cavernous cave. Live bait and lures of all kinds. Rods and reels, guns and shells. Hunting and fishing licenses. Hard to find premium zero ethanol fuel for your boat. Expansive liquor store. Grab grub ranging from snacks to suppers, including locally raised and processed Demcota beef. Stop in to gear up for your next outdoor adventure today.
All right, we're going to spool up here, and what we're running is 50-pound braid. It doesn't necessarily have to be that heavy. I just like it because we know it is plenty heavy. The nice thing about braid too is obviously you don't have the coils and so forth with mono. You've got the abrasion resistance because we are in shallow water. There's a lot of willow sticks, rocks, you name it down there, so we don't have to worry about that. But another thing I like about it too is it does not have any memory, so I can pick this rod up next year and the year after and the year after. As little as we use them here in the spring, I don't have to re-spool and it's ready to go. That's the beauty of that. With mono, you'd have a coiled mess, of course. So we'll get him spooled up, and then we'll transition into what I run on the business end of things on the terminal tackle. what I'm good. Somebody can get one.
Yeah, he's right at 35.
There you go.
Nice fish. Good day on Lake Oahe. We had some adverse weather conditions. Had some snow, some sleet, some wind.
Some sun.
Rain. Sun, some rain.
Yeah.
Too windy, too rocky, too wet, too dry, you know, but no, he's pretty nice fish. Handsome boys struck again, didn't they?
Yep.
Good job, Betty. You want to touch him?
Slime time.
You bet.
There's blood on him. Why?
Because you stuck a hook in the poor guy. Girl.
That'd be a girl, that's the way it sags there.
Yep.
Looks like a girl to me.
There you go. You want to release her, Benny?
Where is her?
Right here. Yep.
Oh yeah. Good. I shut the camera off just for that.
He got it.
Oh yeah, he's there now. He's madder now. I'd get on this side of your rod. I'd come right over top. This takes like 4 or 5 people.
Oh, fuck. Where'd he go?
I'm going good enough. I'm thinking after this trip, you need to put that rod on the wall.
I think I'll just pick it up. There you go.
Perfect.
I did that the other day.
All right, we're going to get into the specifics of the rig we use here. And this is a Seagar Abraze X. It's 80 pound. You may not need that much, but just err on a little side of caution. So if you're looking for it, it's the Abraze X. And then as far as hooks, like I said, they're a little difficult to find, but I'll break it right down. These are a VMC and they're a model 9902 and a 3/0. Look around, find them. These are what I call the partridge hooks. And what I've done is I've taken about a 3-foot section of this line here, and this stuff is a little bit kinky. And I tie an improved clinch. I've tried to tie a Palomar, we're getting windy here, but it works better with this because it knots up better. And this is so heavy, 3 wraps is enough on this to bind it up. And with anything fluorocarbon, you're going to want to wet that because it will create friction coming down and potentially weaken the line. Probably not a dentist approved method there, but make sure you get that good and cinched down, use the pliers, whatever. Simply snip off your tag. Take and run the other hook down, the hook side down towards the other hook. Just simply run them down, and a lot of these baits are running or anywhere in that 4 to 8 to 10 inch range, but this is also adjustable. I get it about where I want it for the bait, you know, and probably 6 inches apart there. Just hold that standing line against that hook, and then you just simply run your line back through there again. That holds it in place, and then you can also loosen it up and slide that hook around depending on your bait size. So now we've got that set up. You see the hooks are laying correctly. On the other end, you can tie in a barrel swivel if you want, or you can use a simple loop. And basically all that is taking your line, making a small loop, you loop it through once. And on this stuff, it'll bind up good enough. If you had lighter mono, say tying a walleye leader, I would say to do it twice. You can see I've got it bound up there. Clip off your loose end. Good hooks, and there you go.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.